next, the new target for the politicians as they try to win election votes over the next few weeks.
After Mondeo Man and Worcester Woman, this time it could be all about Motorway Man or indeed Motorway Woman.
They are apparently a key set of voters living in marginal seats near major roads. Well, we sent our political correspondent Matthew Hudson on a road trip across the Anglia region to try and find them.
The M1 could soon be even busier than usual. Expect to see politicians cruising its carriageways in search of a new key voter. Their quarry is Motorway Man, someone who may hold the key to success or failure for the main parties. His natural habitat, the estates which border our region's main arterial routes through marginal constituencies.
Motorway Man represents around about 15% of the electorate. It's a key opportunity for both political parties, and for the Conservatives it's a key target because they are overrepresented in the key marginals.
So who exactly is Motorway Man? Well, he's young and lives on a new estate near a motorway junction, but his house is currently in negative equity. He might be single or in a relationship but doesn't have children. He's heavily into consumer goods and buys many of them over the internet, although he's new to managing money. He rarely cooks and relies on takeaways and convenience foods. Crucially, he's impressed by personality politics. He's probably voted Labour in the past, but may now be disillusioned and cynical. He might also just as easily be a she. Looking out over the M1, the Green Park estate in Newport Pagnell is Motorway Man country. Are people here open to persuasion from politicians?
I'm changing who I voted for last time. There is a chance they could change my mind, but I don't think so.
I've voted several times before, but I think this is the first time that I've been uncertain going into a potential election.
But across the region, Motorway Man's votes could be vital in Harlow on the M11, Luton, Milton Keynes and Northampton on the M1, and Stevenage on the A1M.
Of course, Motorway Man isn't the only stereotypical voter identified by political parties in recent years. In 1992, it was Essex Man, also known as Mondeo Man. In 1997, the votes of Worcester Woman, accredited with helping Tony Blair achieve his landslide victory. And this time around, as well as Motorway Man, there's Holby Woman, a clinical or clerical worker named after the TV hospital drama. So, if you're a Motorway Man or woman, try to enjoy the experience. After the election, it could be a few years before so many politicians want to be your friend. Matthew Hudson, Anglia News, at Newport Pagnell on the M1.
Maybe you're Motorway Man.
Yeah, if you are, send us your definition. Perhaps you want to just send us a definition anyway, what you think Motorway Man or woman is for that matter. Jonathan and Becky at itv.com. It's the usual email address for you.
Yeah, and you can see more about Motorway Man and Woman on Anglia Late Edition tonight with Alistair Stewart.
It's here on ITV1 Anglia. That's at 11:35 this evening. If that's too late for you, don't you worry. It's going to be on our website from tomorrow. That's itv.com/Anglia.
Now, a quick word about the edition of the Tonight programme that's coming up before that on When George Hewitt Evans wrote a book based on the stories told to him by residents of a Suffolk village, little did he know he'd become a pioneer in the field of oral history.
Ask the Fellows Who Cut the Hay painted a portrait of rural life over a century of great changes in Blaxhall near Woodbridge. Now, with the book being republished, historians are stressing the importance of recording people's experiences before they're lost forever. Victoria Webb has been to find out how that's being done.
Krusty, as he's known amongst friends in Hellion's Bumpstead, has lived in the village all his life.
Morning, Ba. All right. We should have something to put in the Storm Pickers Weekly this week, shan't we?
Oral historian Neil Lanham would describe him as a walking history book. Someone whose stories need to be recorded because they will help conjure up images of the last 70 years in this corner of Essex.
I've worked on the land all my life, 60 years, and leading horses and all that. And done 10 years over my time.
I'll ring it up. So that's Wednesday night. On Friday...
Neil has been collecting spoken history from all over our region for many years, believing it's much better to learn about it from word of mouth rather than a textbook.
An old boy who said, him a farmer, blast, he's got thistles there I could lean my bike up against. it puts your picture into your mind of this old boy leaning his bike up against a great big thistle. And that is concrete imagery, which in our modern speech we are losing.
And that's also what the late George Ewart Evans, who was a pioneer in the field of oral history, tried to capture in his books. After moving to the Suffolk village of Blaxhall in 1948, George soon realised he was surrounded by farm workers who were experiencing a period of increasing mechanisation, with the virtual disappearance of the horse from the farm. He set about recording the voices, experiences and attitudes of these people before their memories and this important piece of social history were lost forever.
"I demand admittance to this barn," said Mr. Reed. "What for?" says Crocky. "To search for smuggled goods," was the reply. "I shall let no man pull my master's property about without his leave," says the other.
George transcribed many of those stories, creating the book Ask the Fellows Who Cut the Hay.
It says in there that people's attitude is because grandfather knew it, it couldn't be history. Well, it's the absolute opposite as that.
Thanks to the work of George Ewart Evans and Neil Lanham, the stories of villagers like Krusty will live on, providing insights into our region's past. Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Blaxhall.
I love hearing those old voices.
It's a great project, isn't it? They actually did it at Blickling Hall as well, the National Trust House, as well, where they actually recorded an audio for that, and I'm sure it's been done across the region as well. But really good little project there, vital to keep it going, isn't it?
Now, to a little bird that's been causing a bit of a flap in Deeping St James near Peterborough. It's a blackbird with white feathers. It was spotted by Fiona Crofts in her garden. She thought it was a dove. It looks like one, but after a bit of detective work, she found out it's an albino, and apparently they're quite rare because they're easier, of course, for their predators to spot them.
That one can balance very well as well, because it's only got one leg as well, by the looks of it. It's very good. Well, since we showed pictures of the white blackbird on our lunchtime news today, we've heard of another, unless it's the same one that's flown a bit. Barry and Linda Allen, appropriately enough, from Foulmere near Royston, have sent us pictures of a white blackbird which has been visiting their garden for the past 5 months, along with his brother, we think it's a brother, who's white flecks on his wing. And well done to Barry and Linda's 12-year-old granddaughter, Anelka, who took those delightful pictures for them. Really good pictures.
They've got slightly different coloured beaks, so it can't be
is
the
that
same
it?
bird.
OK.
Yeah.
And a bit of lippy, perhaps.
Now, the national news follows us just after the weather. Here are the details of what's coming.
Juliet, you're a busy lady there now. On the warmest day of the year, we had to let Rachel head outside to do the weather, didn't we?
It's lovely today.
Sensible girl. Where did she head to?
The beach. Well done. Give that girl a coat now.
Yeah,
That's it from us. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.